we will see you next week. I'm joking. I keep forgetting. And now we'll have story time. Hello everyone.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Wonton Cloud.
And I'm Rin Zucker.
And we are Pro Amateur Writing Life. What? Giving you, I think, the week 5 update on the 60-day writing challenge.
Time flies.
Time is flying as we're having fun.
Today we are sharing with you limericks. And just to review what a limerick is. A limerick is 5 lines. You can do multiple stanzas as well. That's what Wonton did this time. And you have the first 2 lines will rhyme, and usually they're about 10 syllables. And then the 3rd and 4th line rhyme, and those are 5 syllables each. And then the 5th line rhymes with the first 2, and that's also back to 10. So we hope you enjoy our wonderful limericks. We will start with Wonton Clouds.
No, we'll start with Rin's.
We'll start with mine. I feel like I've always started, but I'll start again.
It's all good. Hers is always great to start with.
So I only did 1 stanza. The name of my poem is Live. And it says, corporate life, bustling in sorrow, living each day just dreading tomorrow. Another work day, let's make time to play. Drop all worry and fly like a sparrow.
Yay.
Hooray! And now, Wonton Clouds.
Mine's is on my phone. My poem is called On Writing. Writing as a process is long, almost like the melody of a popular song. One lyric repeated over and over, sung by loud and mostly unsober machines whose lives were yours all along. They creak and they groan and sigh inside, only to be defeated from a single deride of a suit demanding the utmost perfection on the Excel sheet in one little section titled, I'm always looking where you cannot hide. And then, like a prisoner made free from its cell, the process is over. You've lived to tell your mom that you've become a success. And then look at your room, at all the mess, triumphantly thinking of all the books you will sell.
Huh, I feel like ours kind of go together.
Oh, what? Mine is on the writing process.
I understand, but it kind of like got corporate in there a bit, you know?
Well, I said suit.
I mean, not really like jiving, but like kind of.
We're in the same ballpark.
Yeah. Big ballpark.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks. I liked it too. I liked hers as well.
Yay. And this time you don't have to vote because I only did 1. Yay.
Yay. If you guys have any poems that you've made, you can share them below in the comments or go to the Facebook book club and share them there.
Book club.
Book club.
You know, talking about the book club. Tell us about it.
It's my book this month, and it's Wonder by R.J. Palacio.
Like, such a good book.
It's a great book. As I mentioned last time, if you guys feel too lazy, there really is a movie out based on the book. You guys can find it. I don't think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It's probably online somewhere. Most likely, if you really want to find it, you can probably rent it on Amazon/YouTube to try it out. And then buy it, because it's not a bad movie.
There's so many places to get it. And it really is a good movie. I liked it a lot. Though the book's always better, so.
This is coming from a writer.
And reader. Avid reader.
We are biased, always.
But not like a bad bias.
It's not. I mean, movies have to be written as well. Think about it. If there was no book, there would be no movie.
The script writing is quite different than actual book writing.
Kinda, yeah. Because they have to... Yeah, it's different.
That's a whole different. Okay, we'll move on now from that. Well, maybe we'll cover strip writing later on another challenge. I don't know.
Maybe. But for now, join us in this month's reading.
Wonder.
And talk to us about your thoughts as well on the Facebook Book Club, in the comments, wherever. Even in an email. We'll read it too.
We'll accept that.
Exactly.
Written form is fun. Oh, you can vlog it. Vlog and link it. Yeah.
We'll watch it. We'll like it. We'll say something.
Totally. And now it's time for the Poet Spotlight, brought to you by One Tongue.
What? And this week, my poet is Ted Kuzer. His poet is actually in a book called Poetry 180, A Turning Back to Poetry. It was mainly written to try to get teenagers back into poetry, which I think they should get into poetry, because poetry is just an expression of the heart put into words. That's what I've come to learn. And the poem's name is Selecting a Reader. Okay, and here it goes. First, I would have her be beautiful, and walking carefully up on my poetry, at the loneliest moment of an afternoon, her hair still damp at the neck from washing it. She should be wearing a raincoat, an old one, dirty from not having enough money for the cleaners. She will take out her glasses, and there in the bookstore, she will thumb over my poems, then put the book back up on its shelf. She will say to herself, for that kind of money, I can get my raincoat cleaned. And she will. And that's the poem. And come back, Rin.
I liked it. That was kind of cool.
I know, right? You didn't expect it to go the way that it did. It really did.
I'll get my great cooking. I see. I could be that person.
That's why I think it's great and relatable for all of us. And his other poems are great as well. I think this was written back in 2003 or 2008. One of those 2 years.
Yeah, it's really... Can I borrow it?
It's from the library, so anytime I return it.
I can borrow it from the library. All right, wonderful things. So next, we're going to talk about the challenge that we'll be working on next.
Yep. And I will explain it because it's hard to talk about.
That's right. This is something we actually had to look up because we're going to be tackling sonnets. Bum, bum, bum.
If you guys have any question as to what that is, you can watch 10 Things I Hate About You, because they definitely do. Iambic pentameter, which is involved in this process as well. So, let's read the definition, because I will have no idea how to explain it otherwise. Same with Rin. She told me to do this.
I did. I was like, you can do this.
Okay. Okay, so a sonnet is a poem of an expressive thought or idea made up of 14 lines, each being 10 syllables long. Its rhymes are arranged according to one of the schemes, Italian or English.
We're doing English.
We are. So the format for that is basically A, B, like A's rhyme with A's, B's rhyme with B's, C, D, C's rhyme with C's, D's rhyme with D's, E, F, same as before, and then the last 2 lines, G, G. They rhyme with each other. It's a couplet, like we did earlier. And that's the English version, because the Italian one, much harder.
We'll just leave it at that.
You got to look it up, because you can do the Italian one, but as for us...
We're sticking with English.
Yeah, native language.
I am actually really excited about this. And, I mean, it kind of explains how you pose a question at the beginning, and then you answer the question, and you can look that up too, kind of get more of a definition that way, but it's going to be intense.
It is. If you guys want great examples, of course Shakespeare. It's got like 1 million sonnets, so look up at least one. get a great example, and then translate that into modern English.
Wow, it's already a lot of work.
Or find a version that someone has already translated, because I bet someone did it. Because they were like, I'm not saying thee and thine, and we and wine, and all that stuff.
And now we'll have story time with Wands on Cloud.
It is I who shall give a story. I feel like I talk about stories all the time, simply because I do, on my personal channel. Anywho, one thing I can tell you guys, I don't know if it's a story as much as a life review, but ever since this challenge started, I've been writing, or trying to write poems every day, because it's the 60-day writing challenge, and it sounds like you're supposed to be doing that every day. So I've been doing that. Hence, I have come across this book, the poetry book, as well as other books that I have found at the library. It's one of the people that I really look up to is Billy Collins. I feel like I knew about him before when this book first came out, but when I took his masterclass on masterclass.com, I really came to understand what poetry meant. Like I was saying earlier with Rin, poetry is just an expression of the heart. Or as Billy says, it's the history of man's heart throughout the ages. Because poetry is actually the oldest form of expression that's been recorded. And I find that nowadays when I write things, it's very poetic. And I get that all the time on my Instagram, that I write poetically, and I'm not really trying. I'm just writing. Hence, my stanza, my limerick sounds the way it does. Also, brief cheat if you guys want to write poems too, as I've been learning from a bunch of people. If you want to write better, just copy down exactly what someone else has done. Don't print it, obviously, but they said that the act of actually writing down the words that have been written already, you get a sense of like what the person was feeling, how they were acting, and you begin to develop your own style, obviously, and you begin to develop your own expression. This is the same with writing as well. I did that with both with Billy Collins's poems, which are all really long. They're so long. But also with J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. Do I write like them? No. But do I write better? Yes, I do. So I recommend this for you guys too. There's a free couplet for you. And there I go. Toodaloo. Ren, come back.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's definitely something that comes from your heart. Sometimes it's hard to share things from your heart, but it's important to do that.
I feel like the more that people in general write poetry, the more that they can express themselves. Because honestly, whenever I've written my best, because I'm the only one reading it, poetry, it's when I feel something very strongly, and while I'm feeling that feeling, I just write it down, and then it's on the page instead of in me.
Yeah, and that actually made me think there are probably places where you can go and do on stage just live mic poetry jam. I know there's places around here that we can do that. I'm kind of wondering if we should do that.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think so.
Read our best poetry.
Maybe we'll do that. I think that'd be really fun.
Live poetry reading is where people will snap. You know, if you've seen an extremely goofy movie when people are reading their poetry, all wearing black, they're like, hey, if you love it, it's copacetic. Snap, guys. I thought those didn't exist anymore outside of cartoons, but they do.
They do.
Ren knows at least of one. Probably two.
Totally. So that's it for us this week.
Yep, there's nothing else to say except for if you liked the video, like,
subscribe,
and hit that bell notification to get our next video update.
Yes.
So for now, see y'all later.
Bye.
Boop.
You can do multiple stanzas as well. That's what Wonton did this time.